Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. We're just waiting by for the pre-opening rates to kick in. The SGX Nifty has recovered from the lows. In fact, it's up about 15 points from the lows, but still indicating sort of a flattish start. We have the management of Eicher Motors joining us now to give us an update on the commercial vehicle sales. Remember, this month around, the sales have slowed down. In the month of November, total Volvo Eicher commercial vehicle sales growth was just 3.2%, but at least the fall has been arrested, so that's a good thing. We have the management, Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, joining in. Mr. Aggarwal, thanks so much for being with us. If you can just give us a sense of the retail sales trends that we've seen so far. Can we say with a fair degree of certainty that the worst is over? And have you seen any pickup at all in some of the troubled spaces like, the haulage segment, the MHCV sector as a whole?
Good morning, Sonia. As you rightly said, the fall has now rested. So basically, the industry is now becoming flattish as compared to the previous year, and especially the trouble is still there in the bus segment. Otherwise, the truck segment is almost equal to the previous year sales, or little bit growth. And as far as we are concerned, I think our wholesale and retails are almost similar. So there is no gap between retail and wholesale. So we don't see any concern with respect to the retails. And the pickup we are expecting from the construction segment that continues to do better. And apart from that, e-commerce segment or CNG trucks. So these are some of the segments where the growth is better or where the traction is there. Going forward, we are looking forward to more and more replacement demand, because unless the replacement demand comes back in a big way, the industry will remain depressed. So therefore, forward looking, I would say that based on the revival in the economy, positivity in the sentiments, I expect that the sentiments in the CV industry also will become positive, and as a result of that, we expect replacement demand to pick up, and all the pent-up replacement that has not happened in last 2 years, that should come back.
Okay, well, actually, good morning, Mr. Aggarwal. The Sensex is greeting what you have said with an all-time high reach. We saw it at 44,830 just a little while back. So, it's always a sign that the economy is recovering when commercial vehicles do well. But can you tell us anything in terms of size? MHCV, LCV, heavy vehicles. In this category, any hope at all for heavy, or is it still medium and light vehicles that are doing well?
If you look at the heavy-duty trucks, right now we have reached the monthly figure of around 9 to 10,000 or 11,000 units per month.
Okay.
If you recall, in our good times, the HT industry per month is around 20 to 25,000.
Okay.
So it is still, as compared to the peak of 18-19, it is still down quite a lot. However, this 11,000, last month it was 11,000. So 11,000 as compared to the previous year, there was a growth of 3-4% in the heavy-duty truck industry.
Oh.
And light and medium duty 5 to 16 ton trucks also, the last month industry was around 7,000, which was again a growth of around, I would say around 10% as compared to the previous year in November. So the trucks are recovering with respect to previous year. But as you know, last year itself, the truck industry CV industry was down 40% in 1920. So this is these figures are as compared to already a very low base. Therefore, this year, till now, the industry is down quite a lot. Like heavy-duty trucks, they are down almost more than 50% even the first 8 months, because the first half was very bad.
Yeah.
And but going forward, next 4 months, I expect that the industry will be at least equal to the last year's these 4 months, and we will see some growth. And based on that, I expect that we should have a good time going forward. So
so actually, thank you very much for putting that into perspective, that 2019 also, the calendar year was not great. It also was a low base. What distance are we from the peak? I mean, 2018 you said was the peak, right? Calendar 2018?
Quite a lot. It's quite a lot. I can give you the total. Like if you exclude the small commercial vehicles, the 18-19, the industry size was almost 550,000. And in 1920, that came down to 330,000.
Okay.
And this year, first 8 months, that is only 95,000.
Yeah.
And which is down almost more than 50%. Now, if you look at now next 4 months, last year these 4 months was almost around 100,000. So if we get say 100,000 again in these 4 months, that still you will reach close to 200,000.
Yes.
So which will be again 40% less than 330,000 of last year.
Of course.
So 40% drop last year, and on top of it 40% drop again. So that's what we are staring at. We are staring at.
Yeah, Mr. Aggarwal, no, I take your point. We are that much away from the peak of 550,000. I got that. But are all logistical problems resolved? You know, we just spoke to M&M Financial, and a very startling statement he made is that actually sales in almost all vehicles can be better. The manufacturers are not able to supply because they are constrained with logistical problems. Are you all able to produce to capacity if there is demand?
No, there is some mismatch. Definitely, suppose we are able to produce exactly what customer wants. There is always some mismatch. Like if I can be perfect, I can give all the trucks which the customer wants. I could have sold maybe 400, 500 more, even last month. So there are some supply constraints which are largely coming from the steel. Today the steel is not only the inflation has gone up by 10 to 15% in last few months. The availability of steel also is scarce. Apart from that, there is a constraint in supply of some of the imported parts, especially the electronic items, like for example sensors or connectors or electronic control units. So there is huge constraint in supply of the electronic parts, and that is also because of the fact that 5G is getting launched in various countries, and a lot of demand is coming of these electronic parts, and then the capacity is constrained. And at the same time, there are renewed lockdowns in Europe and in other parts of the world. Due to that, there is a lot of constraint in supply of these electronic items, and there is total dependence, on these electronic items, especially for BS6 engines, and also for the there is more and more electronic in the trucks now. So due to that, the dependence on these parts is very high. So there is constraint due to that. But at the same time, I'm sure the suppliers are taking actions, and we should be able to overcome these constraints, because these constraints will not continue for more time.
Yes, absolutely. Good to have that optimistic outlook, and they say necessity is the mother of invention, right? And maybe that focuses us to look within India and perhaps get our supply chains improved here as well. But sir, I also want to focus on the green shoots. Take your point that we are far from the peak, the CV peak right now. But let's focus on the green shoots that you mentioned. You told us that the infrastructure segment is seeing traction, that e-commerce is doing well. So give us a sense of the growth rates that you're witnessing there, I mean, tippers, etc., particularly on infrastructure, because that will give us a sense of, actual on-ground economic activity as well in this segment.
Infrastructure definitely is one very, very important area which will lead to the recovery in the CV industry. But apart from that, I would say the green shoots are the economy. And if the economy is good, if the sentiments are positive, there is going to be huge replacement demand, because replacements have not happened. As you know, the trucks have to be replaced in 4 to 6 years. If the replacements have not happened, it doesn't mean that all the transporters, they don't need to replace the trucks. They need to replace the trucks because productivity is more in the new trucks. We have better design for carrying those increased axle load, increased payload requirements. We have better productivity. We have better fuel efficiencies, better payloads. So therefore, I would say the replacement demand has to kick in, and which is very, very important. Till the time that replacement demand doesn't come in, till the time all these fleet operators, they continue to operate with the old trucks, the industry will not come out of the problem.
Fair point, sir.
I would say the most important is the replacement demand that should come in, and that is linked to the sentiments. And sentiments are becoming positive. So that is I think we have to take that positive view.
We are on the cusp of something positive. No two ways about it. Thank you very much.
School segment is in serious trouble, because the demand of buses, that's down by almost 90%. For example, in the first 8 months, last year the school buses, not school buses, total buses demand was around 42,000. this year, first 8 months, it is only 4,000.
Yeah.
So that's the status.
No, that point is taken. After all, schools and IT companies, the big users, are still stay at home. So we will have to wait for that. But it's good to hear that trucks have started seeing better sales than November of 2019. Mr. Aggarwal, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay.